I've not seen a traffic accident like this before.
Let me go. You're talking nonsense.
Insulting a police constable, eh? That's quite enough.
What's happening here, Constable?
Mr. Holmes, this gentleman here is the fellow who built the scaffolding which collapsed and caused this accident.
That ain't true.
How were you hurt?
This hammer hit me on the leg.
How?
It flew out from the scaffolding I put up. When the damn thing collapsed, the hammer flew out and cost me leg.
You were standing over there at the time.
Oh, aye. Yeah, that's right.
So it would not have been possible for him to bring the scaffolding down, Constable?
Perhaps it was poorly constructed.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. And what made it fall? Perhaps it was you, waving around that rotten stick of yours.
You'll wind up getting a taste of it if you carry on like this.
One moment, Constable. The scaffolding here has been entirely dislodged. It is unlikely that this disaster could have been the fault of this gentleman. Allow me to inspect the area. And if you could possibly be of use, close off the surrounding section. Do not grant anyone access, nor allow them to leave. Is that quite clear?
Absolutely, Mr. Holmes.
This accident is a little unusual. I need to concentrate on the details. I must include all the participants in the accident sequence.
My poor leg.
This carriage was struck by the scaffold when it fell. Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
Please, not now. I'm in shock.
This technical cab was involved in this tragic accident. A puddle of water and electricity. A dead leak. The old gas lamps in this square have been upgraded to electricity. That's it. The old gas lamp. This technical cab was involved in this tragic act. An old sprung cart, which has seen better days. Good day to you, sir. Would you mind answering some questions? I'm investigating this accident. Are you the driver of this cart?
Yeah. I was transporting vegetables from my farm to the London market.
What can you tell me about the accident?
I don't know. There was a collision. I felt the ground. I come over all dizzy.
What did you collide with?
That contraption up in front of me. He stopped all of a sudden, and I tried to avoid him, but I wasn't quick enough.
Do you have any idea what might have caused this cab to stop so sharply?
No idea.
This mechanism played a part in the accident, I'm sure of it. Those wardrobes fell like dominoes. Might I ask you some questions regarding the accident?
It all happened so quickly. There was an explosion and my horse startled and threw me back against those wardrobes.
This jaunting car would be capable of travelling at great speed. Celebratory bunting. This horse was blinded by the flag, causing it to... The overturned lamps may well have caused the fire. A dead driver, another victim of the explosion.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, we have a slight problem.
What happened?
One of the suspects, Mr. Reginald Butcher, has escaped. It was after we asked him to put his belongings in the evidence room. I'm sorry.
How did he escape?
He hit me in the face. Took me by surprise, you know, otherwise I...
Of course. That's all?
Just before he left the yard, he shouted, "Sorry, I'll come back later."
Sorry, I'll come back later.
He could have said that without punching me.
Is Inspector Lestrade here?
No, he will be absent for a couple of days. Can we keep this incident between us?
Please, escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation.
I'm Benjamin Fowler, and I was arrested by mistake. I swear it.
You have not been arrested, Mr. Fowler. You are here as a witness.
Oh, but I saw nothing. I swear. Let me go.
Could you tell me what you were doing at the scene of the accident?
I was working on the square's statue. I work for the council. I swear it.
Mr. Fowler, does the name Rasco ring any bells with you?
First time I ever heard it. I swear.
But your tattoo resembles his. You are in his gang, are you not?
No. It was a long time ago. I already forgot. I swear it. I just picked a few pockets for him when I was a young fellow. But I ain't proud of what I did. All my family, my parents, my brothers, dogs and cats all died when I was a lad. I wouldn't have survived otherwise.
Do you ever work with electricity?
Yes, sometimes. I repair electric lampposts, but I'm not a specialist. I swear it. It's new, isn't it? And complex and dangerous.
I understand.
Mr. Holmes, I know you're a great detective and you understand me, so please let me go. I know nothing, I swear.
Yes, you swear it, I know. Please, escort this suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Thomas Garrett. Why am I here?
You are a witness to murder.
Of course. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that the police jailed an innocent man in order to close a case.
No one has been charged yet.
Yet.
Did you perhaps see anything in particular during or after this disaster?
Yes, I saw part of your bourgeoisie burn up and explode. It was spectacular.
Why did you remain in the square? Why not seek shelter?
Like the rest of the sheep, there were some wounded comrades, workers. I wanted to help them.
You have a severe cough. Are you suffering?
It's only a cold.
Why not be honest with me? You are spitting up black fluid.
Ah, well observed. Yes, I have enough coal dust in my lungs to fuel an entire London district.
You were a miner then?
Since the age of 13, yes. At the Newcastle mines. 15 years of hell. Those were bloody times. But now it's over. I don't want to die in those holes like my father and my brothers did, in order to line the pockets of the rich.
A book. Karl Heinzen's eight. This terrible passage is apparently appreciated by... Electrical wires. Thick leather gloves. They're probably insulated. Whiskey. My life has changed thanks to Pastor Murad. Quite a pop. This pen is an expensive one, but... Reginald Butcher had the initials M. This letter from yesterday perhaps explains why Butcher was in such a hurry. At any rate, I know Reginald Butcher is fond of sweet. Belongings of the victims, Rasco and his acolyte. Rasco is fond of licorice. Huh. Rasco... A normal... A standard deck of... A police report about Rasco. He's... A Webley revolver.